Well, good morning, YouTube. You are joined today by Mr. Alborno, coming to us live from the beautiful golden state of California. Good morning, Alborno.
Good morning, Leroy Rodriguez. Can I share it with my network just for one moment? I will just post this link and say,
Yeah,
guys, check, join the conversation.
and I suggest that you do a quick Facebook Live and put in the YouTube link, and I'll do a quick Facebook Live and put in the YouTube link, and then we're going to see
Uh-huh.
how many people respond, because YouTube analytics. Do you have a YouTube channel, right?
I do. So,
Okay.
but wait, so okay, for those who wants to learn how to create a live video, we're sharing with you what we're doing, and we appreciate your patience.
Yes. We
Okay.
do things very unorganized. We are creative artists who have no sense of what. Do we have any sense of anything?
Yes.
Love. I think that's
Yes.
all we care. Okay, let's forget about the Facebook Live. Let's just let's tell the audience at home a little story about Mohammed.
Yes.
Who are you? Why are you here? What do you enjoy doing? What is your
Mm-hmm.
purpose?
Um, okay. I just posted. I am really grateful. Okay, my name is Mohammed Alborno, and oh, there's an echo. My name is Mohammed Alborno. Okay, I am an engineer, electrical and computer engineer by education, and philosopher, poet, startup consultant by practice and passion. Um, I've been experimenting different ways of living. For example, recently I lived on a sailboat for about 3 months on Salt Spring Island on the west of Canada, and I've let myself wander and wander and get out of my education, my what I believed, what I used to be told that this is me. So I let myself consciously or sometimes unconsciously wander and explore and experiment and let go of who I was and things that I believed in the past. And sometimes I was just following my desires. And for
Mhm.
example, I don't like it somewhere, I travel, or I see someone who looks like a nice person that might be um, a good partner, wife for me. So I talk to her, and that gave me a lot to understand, but also gave me some hard times because we as humans, we need to be something. We need to be Leroy who knows who he is. If you lose track of who you are, then you're just confused. You're in the middle of nowhere, and you're in a life that's very serious, that needs you to identify who you are very clearly, so that you know who your gang is, who your tribe is, the job that you could apply for, and the projects that you could take, and the ways that you can make money. All of that requires a clear understanding, I think, of who you are.
Ah,
And yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So, are you familiar with Ramana Maharshi?
I heard of him through Kamal Ravikant, but can you tell us more, please? Tell me more.
I don't really know much about him, but two of his students um, are Papaji.
Hmm.
H.K. Puna is his real name. Amazing guy. And there are a couple of other guys. There's another guy called Muji. He's got
Hmm.
like dreads.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
know Muji. I know of Muji. Yeah.
yeah, but it sounds like he's going through some scandals right now. Um, but Ramana Maharshi, I would say, and I guess he wasn't really anything original. I mean, most of these gurus were all practicing a very traditional form of yoga or Vedanta. So it really isn't anything unique, but his particular method was the method of self-inquiry. So for some people, the asanas are the most important, doing the physical postures. For some people, meditation, formal seated meditation, breathing work, visualizations, all of these types of things. But for Ramana Maharshi, that was all, I mean, I don't think he even commented on that. His primary concern was the question, who am I? And
Who
the
am I?
practice is simply to just keep asking that question to yourself until you get an answer.
Mm.
So that doesn't mean you set aside, 5 minutes a week to do that or 1 hour a week to do that. It's a constant refrain throughout your day. Everybody you meet, that's always going through your mind. Who am I? And then seeing, where those questions lead you. So would you like to take a shot at who are you? Like, you've told me about your story. You've told me that, but is that really who you are? Are you a body?
Mm. Mm. I didn't talk about just my body. I also talk about my experiences, like
Okay,
mentally.
so are you your experiences?
I am partially my experiences.
And how do we engage with
You're
your
asking
experience?
deep questions, so maybe I should just like slow down and not say something. Um, am I my experiences? I mean,
So
let's inquire. Let's ask. Yeah,
yeah.
it's really good for lots of people, I think, and for those who are watching us now or later on, it's good to ask yourself the same question and this apply these questions to yourself. Who
Mhm,
are you?
mhm. Yes. But I think even more, yeah, I think that's a great place to start. So how do you, to me, I feel like there's two ways that we can engage with experiences. We can engage with the experiences that we're having right now, or we can engage with the experiences that we've had in the past. So how do you engage with the experiences of your past? Through what? Through what tool, what method?
What do you mean? Like when you think of who you are and using experiences from the past,
Yeah.
what?
So what are they? How are they? Like, do we have a label for those experiences? Like, how do we access them?
Mm. Hmm.
I'm being a bit difficult. I know the word. I just want you to say it.
Oh,
It's a simple word. I'm making it too difficult. It's memory.
memory.
So,
Oh, okay. I thought you're
so,
gonna talk about mindfulness or awareness, like to
well,
be
I think,
able to, I don't know, like but it's not, you know, when we recall a memory, and we can we can shape it, and we can shape our emotions right now with this memory. So
okay. So
if we,
that,
yeah, so the same memory, if we think about it, like, oh, this woman, she broke my heart. She,
mhm,
I was expecting so much of her, and put it in that way, I make it like even more horrible, and my relationship with this woman even changes as I speak the words. And if
mhm,
I am just kind of like, as you were saying, maybe trying to be just asking the question, like, um, without, we're just trying to see what can I learn about myself from that experience, then
mhm, mhm.
then I think we're up to something really good. And so so do you have something, or should we start
Mhm.
recalling? Okay, you, I'm sure you do. Okay, go ahead.
So you identify with, in order to create your sense of identity, you identify with your past experiences.
Mhm,
Your past experiences make up who you are today, right?
mhm.
And what we've been saying is that those past experiences are not, it's not like a computer, right? When a computer takes something into its memory, it records that memory, it records the data in one specific format. And when you replay it, it replays the same content in exactly the same way, right? The memory is recorded. Every single time I play that playback back, I'm going to see exactly the same thing, right?
Ish. I mean, sometimes you forget stuff.
No, I'm talking about on a computer, right?
On a computer. Sorry. Yes. Of course. Yes.
When I record something on a
Yes.
computer, every time
it's
I
repeated.
play it back,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
I know typically, I know exactly where that file is being stored, and I can go back to it, at any given time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But human memory is very, very different, right?
Mhm.
We don't record, well, maybe we do record everything, but when it's recorded, whenever we go back to access it, it could change, right? It could change completely
Right.
and have nothing to do with what actually happened.
Right.
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 So all I'm pointing at is if we're using our past experiences to tell us really anything about who we are, I don't feel like we're using a very good method for creating an identity because it's not based on anything.
But again, as we were saying, that you can just observe them and try to see if there is a pattern or a trend.
Yes, that I think is very important.
That could tell you who you are.
So that I think brings us back to mindfulness, because awareness and attention in this present moment is the only way to get any kind of true knowledge about yourself, right? If I'm looking at my past experiences, sure, those are interesting, but I don't think they really give me much. Or maybe at a certain level, they give you insight. But I think once you've realized that your past isn't nearly as important as this present moment, then I think, maybe our values change a little bit.
Yeah, totally. And so how do you think that we should approach answering that question, which is, who am I?
So I think there is no method. I think this is the obstacle that we face. As humans, we want to have a method. We want to be shown a way of doing this. But the paradox is we're already doing it, right? So it's like me, Mohammed, can you teach me how to talk? And then you would respond, but Leroy, you're talking. Yeah, but I want to learn how to talk. Like I want to learn how to use words and put them into sentences. And you would say, but you're doing it. Oh, well, okay, I guess I need to find another teacher. If you don't want to teach me, I'll go look for another teacher. So then we go off to another teacher to ask how to teach us how to speak, and we're already doing it.
So we already have an identity. We don't necessarily need to learn it or to know about it.
Okay, can I tell a little story?
Yes.
I think I've told it to you before. I may not get it right, but I'm going to give it a try. Once upon a time, there was a monk. And the monk had spent all day in the fields, working very hard, and it was now time for him to go home. In order to get home, he needed to cross a very large and angry river. It's a huge, powerful river that separated him from where he was and where his temple was. And as he got to the river, he noticed that the bridge was washed out. He's like, my God, I'm trapped. How am I going to get home? All of a sudden, he notices his master on the other side. And he yells to him, Master, how do I get to the other side? The master looks and he says, ha, ha, ha. You are on the other side.
That's it. You should have made it. You are on the other side, so that we can like feel that it's ending. Um, so
So
you
that moment,
the moral of the story.
the moment that you are in right now, the moment that I finished speaking and you were like waiting, you were like, okay, what? That's the experience that we want, right? For that moment, your attention was fully focused on what I was saying, and it like it didn't finish, right? You're like, what? That can't be the end. And you were focused on the silence, right? You weren't focused on. So I think that moment, I think, is very important. That moment of like confusion and like full engagement, I think, is so key.
Cool. So the moral of the story.
What do you think? What is the moral of the story? It doesn't have one. It's a Zen story, so you can say whatever you want about it. It doesn't really have any meaning.
So when you said the river was washed out, it was like the river
The bridge.
was dry.
Sorry, the bridge. The bridge was washed out. The river had like destroyed the bridge. It was so angry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there was no way to cross the river.
So there is no way to tell if which side is he on. Which is no way to tell.
He's on his side.
Yeah, but his side could be his side, or it could be the other side. So it's like it all depends on what you think of the side is, right?
That's part of it. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with the loss of the grass is always greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's another good way of looking at it.
We always, I mean, we live a certain life in a certain city, and we have a certain way of living it, but the other side is always interesting. You know, when I'm in Canada, California is more interesting. When I'm in California, you know, maybe Seattle is more interesting. You know, there will always be another side, and it's up to you to maintain your sanity. You need to be able to be content and happy with this current moment where you are. So your happiness is not associated with the other side a little bit.
Yeah.
On the story, but you had something.
Yes, let's take a moment.
Okay.
When you're ready, I think we should shift this conversation a little bit to, I'm sure everyone who's listening would love to hear about your experience with Vipassana. How has this conversation been informed by your recent experiences?
When you say informed, means like inspired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this Mohammed? Do you feel like the Mohammed right now would be having the exact same conversation as the Mohammed, 2 weeks ago? You have any? Did that retreat give you any different insights, or anyway?
It did. Yeah. Let's try not to get into philosophical questions. I mean, the questions that could be interpreted philosophically. For example, when you ask me, I have a tendency to think about all questions in a philosophical way. So I can think yes and no at the same time. Muhammad could be the same person, and Muhammad could not be the same person.
Right.
But I think no, I really think that it has affected me. And to answer your question, I think Muhammad not right now is different than the Muhammad from 2 weeks ago before the Vipassana meditation.
So actually, let's begin with a really broad introduction. So I'm
Okay.
sure there are some people out there who really aren't really familiar with meditation. They probably certainly don't know what Vipassana is as a specific method.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about that, I would say?
Sure. Um, Vipassana or Vipassana, some people pronounce it differently. It's a 10 days silent meditation retreat that's usually done, I believe, or it's related to the Buddhist
Yep.
tradition. And I did it in a center in California. It's called North California Vipassana Center.
But these
And
are all around the world, right? It's an international
it
nonprofit organization.
yeah, it is international nonprofit, and every center is runs itself independently. And so for 10
Through
days,
volunteers, right?
volunteers on it. And for 10 days, you practice meditation, about 11 hours of meditation per day, and you also practice noble silence. Noble silence that you would not speak with other fellow um, um, participants, students. They call it students. You can
Mhm.
ask. You can
Sorry, can I
ask
interrupt
questions.
you just
Yeah.
1 second? I just
Yeah.
want to see what happens when we are both talking at the same time, because it seems like we don't get cut out. So can you just say, ah?
Yeah, but I think because people might be watching, so you don't want to disconnect the flow.
Well, we've already
Okay.
done it. So,
Okay.
so you could hear me, right? Through that whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Or the best way to do it is to say 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the same time. Okay, let's do it. 1,
1,
2.
2,
No,
3,
say it with me on my mark.
1.
Okay. I will say 1, 2, 3, and then we will start counting. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3, 4.
4. Oh,
Yeah, so
great.
recording, I don't think that happens on Zoom. When we do it on Zoom, it cuts out one person and then the other person. So,
Okay. So you observe noble silence, and noble silence is a magic thing. So you meditate 11 hours a day. You observe noble silence. You don't kill any being, not even insects.
oh,
Um, you don't lie. I mean, the noble silence will help you not lying. And there's a couple of guidelines that you do it, and it's donation based. So you pay at the last day of the course, which is amazing because they feed you all of this nutritious, healthy food, and you stay in a
mhm,
really nice room, um, and you donate. And the way it works with donation is that you donate for the next person coming to the course. So somebody already donated for me somehow. I did not know him or her, and
mhm.
because of that, I was able to attend, and I should donate to the next person as a way
Should?
of paying it for. Not sure, but like, I don't know how you say it.
You did?
Out of but I paid as I can. And it
Yeah,
is funny
everybody
because I
does,
was
right?
a funny story, when I was meditating, all of these
Mhm,
questions come to your mind. So one of the questions was, how much should I pay? How much should I pay? And it came to
right.
me a couple of times, and I was just like, I'll figure it out when the moment comes. And then there was a nice gentleman, bless him. His name started with J, and on the last day, he told me, I donated for 5 students, for 5 people. And for me, that
Wow.
was like a message from God that you're already covered. Like
Right, right, right.
you were wondering if you will make them lose money. Um, but now I was like, okay, he donated for 5, so I can be a bit relaxed with the exact amount that I calculated
Mhm.
it, which is I think
Don't
I
say it.
recommend. Okay, good. Yeah. Anyway, so so this is Vipassana. Um, we were watching videos of S. N. Gwenka. Believe that
Mhm.
that's his name. He's
Oh,
a
you watch videos
yeah, yeah,
during on the retreat?
yeah, but only 1 hour a day at something called the discourse. So you have 1 hour. So you
Sorry, you
watch
cut out there for a second. You
yeah,
said 1 hour to.
you watch a video for 1 hour. It's called discourse, and this is
But
done by the like biggest leader Gwenka, who passed away. God
so
bless his soul.
you, so as a group, you watch the video,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a group, we watched the video.
but there's no actual conversation within the group.
No, no,
You
no
just watch the
conversation.
video,
Yeah, yeah.
no conversation.
You know,
Okay,
no
so it's not really
conversations.
a discourse.
The only time you can speak is to ask a question to your teacher, which is
Ah,
fairly accessible. They are fairly accessible. Teachers are fairly accessible. It's not like, oh my God, you missed your slot for the day, so you have to wait for 24 hours now. But also, you can
right.
speak
But
to
there's,
management if there is like a problem. You can speak to
right.
management, or if someone is going to get poisoned or killed by a bear, you can
Sure.
say, "Hey, someone's killing you." Or yeah,
But there's no formal group conversations or anything like that.
no,
You basically have a conversation with your teacher, but only when you feel you need to.
mhm, right,
So if you don't talk to them for a couple of days, it's up to you.
yeah, totally.
And can I ask, did you speak to your teacher very much?
Good question. I did, not very much though. I did speak, um, maybe every other day.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there is an occasional things that you say thank you or sorry as out of habit, but you'll
Yeah,
catch
yeah,
yourself and then you'll become more aware of it and you will become like, and it's
nice.
very liberating. This noble silence is very liberating because it makes you focus on yourself and not your image. You're not trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand or not trying, because when we two people meet, you're trying to portray yourself in a certain way to this person, and at the
Hmm.
same time you're trying to figure them out as well. You want to figure them out. Who
Hmm.
are they? Are they rich or poor? Are they a threat or not a threat? Are they interesting to you or not interesting to you? So
Hmm.
when you're like observing noble silence, it just saves you a lot of that. Um, so that was the vipassana generally. And when you meditate, you're focusing on. That's a different question, but though, how do you meditate, and what is the goal of meditation, and all of that stuff? It's another question.
Okay, my director is saying we need to take a break for some advertising.
Okay.
I also suggest that now that we've spread the love on YouTube, we should now spread some love on Facebook. So, would you like
Okay.
to
Okay. Let's
continue this conversation as a Facebook Live?
um could do that too. Yeah, but I think it's. Can we pause this one so that people can just have like one quick interview, or you're the boss, you're the
Sorry, can we
management.
pause it? What does that mean?
Like pause the conversation and
I
then
was going to stop this broadcast
yeah.
and then
Okay.
start a new one on.
Then it's fine with me.
Okay. And I'm going to go smoke a joint. So give me 5 minutes. No,
Okay.
I'm going to smoke the joint on camera. I'm not. Okay.
I don't think it's recommended.
You don't think it's what?
It's recommended. I mean, it's legal, but
Does
I
it
don't
make
know.
you uncomfortable?
No, no. But if I would not smoke.
I know you wouldn't.
Um,
I'm asking you though, does my smoking make you feel uncomfortable?
no,
Be
no, it's
honest.
okay. No,
Be
it's okay.
honest.
Hmm?
Be honest.
Well, I really don't know. I
You
mean,
do feel
because
uncomfortable. That's why you brought it up. I don't know why you're not saying it now.
no, because I was thinking about our image gonna be like a
Yes.
startup, like we're
So
gonna create like something bigger, and so we might as well just make less people uncomfortable.
Which people?
The people who be offended with or feeling
What
anyway,
about
do whatever
Mohammed?
you want.
Are you concerned about Mohammed's feelings?
I'm okay. Yeah, you can smoke. It's legal and it's ethical, and you're also you can.
So you have no resistance to me smoking? No resistance at all?
I'm
You're
sure
being
there's
honest with me.
no. There's like there would be 1%, but
Thank
I
you.
would
That's
not
all I
focus
wanted
on
to
that.
get. That's all I wanted to get. Okay, I'll
Okay.
see you on Facebook in 2 minutes.
Okay.